Hi, this is Stacia, and we're going to take a look at a training game that I played on chess.com as part of my climb to 1800. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This game was rough. So I did lose it. I think I had a huge advantage against an 1800 player. My opponent was actually rated 1823. That was rated 1736. Yeah. So I spent a lot of time looking for a way to punish them in the opening, and then later got in time pressure. But I think, they played the middle game very quickly and well. So I think I can learn from this game. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so let's have a look. E4, E5, and knight to C3. So this is a Vienna, which has become very popular, probably because of Gotham chess. I've noticed that he plays this quite a bit. It has a popular channel. I go knight F6 against the Vienna, and then D4. So this is a move I have not really seen, not even in blitz games. So it was pretty surprising. I'm used to seeing the Vienna gambit, which I believe is F4. And then this is a tricky move, actually, because the only correct move is D5, which if you don't know that, you might think that you could take the pawn or something, but this just gets really bad. It's like a Halloween gambit, except there's no gambit. There's no sacrificed piece. So it's just very strong for white. So, but he did not play F4, he played D4. So this one I don't know, so I am going to open the opening book and take a look at it. Let's see. So it turns out the main move is D6, which I certainly considered. I played a move that it looks like it's just sharper because I took the pawn. And let's see what the computer has to say about this move. I thought it was probably fine, but I could also be wrong. Okay, it's the top computer choice. Yeah, I thought if he does this, I was planning on taking his knight. Yeah, and this is good for black, so I'm happy to see that. So after this, I thought queen takes F6, and now I'm on this pawn. So he can't really take back because then check. I guess he can do this. It's not a true fork. When he moves the bishop, the queen does defend the rook. But I could probably just go queen F6 here. I don't have a knight trying to take the square. So I actually like that position. Yeah, and I guess black's actually winning here because we have an improved structure. We still have the two bishops, so does he. Okay, so let's go back. So that move is totally fine, which I'm happy to see. And he took with a queen, which to me just invites knight c6. So I played that. And he moved here. Now I definitely thought about knight e5 because it attacks the queen again. But then am I just inviting f4? Like he'll just move his queen and whatever. So thought I would save that. And here I thought about, I definitely thought about the move bishop to c5. But I was worried about crazy stuff happening. Like maybe bishop here, threatening this. I guess he's not threatening it though, is the thing. Like I could take. Yeah, I guess this is all okay. But yeah, in fact, if he does that, guess what? I can actually play this little trick. Here, here, and now check. I'm attacking the king. I'm attacking the bishop. That actually would work. Okay, so, but I didn't play bishop to c5. You know, if I was more familiar with this opening, I would play bishop c5. But I just felt like there might be tricks here. And in a 15-minute game, I didn't want to spend 5 minutes seeing if there were. So I played bishop to e7. A little more passive. Yeah, computer doesn't like it. Okay, and f3. Well, never play f3. Just my gut instinct is that move is just wrong. And he's moving his queen around too. Like, I felt like I must be better here. But I also have a fairly passive setup. So I started looking for stuff here. But it basically served to slow me down, and I never found anything. Okay, so let's castle. A3, stopping knight to b4, I think. So is knight b4 a move? I actually thought it probably wasn't. Yeah, it really isn't. I mean, it does look like the queen is a little uncomfortable, but why not just... I mean, the queen could fully retreat. My knight is not stable here. He will be kicked out. So I just wasted a move. That's what I figured. So I castled instead. And he stopped that move, which seemed unnecessary. All right. Now, when my opponents play f3 or f4, I definitely look at this diagonal towards the king. So I was looking at knight takes, or even just knight h5, just something to open the diagonal so I could check. But even if I get the check in, g3, I don't know. Am I getting anything out of this? Like takes. There's no queen h4 because the rook defends. Like, I couldn't find anything. I don't think any of it's working, to be honest. So I played d6 just to continue my development. I see now the computer likes knight to e5. Okay. Knight to e5. It's a little more appealing, I will admit, because black or white already went f3. Okay, they already went f3, which means f4 kind of wastes the tempo. And the reason I didn't play this before was because of f4. So this would force the queen to move. They could go here. I mean, if they go there, I'll go knight c6. They were higher rated. If they want to draw, I'm cool with that. But okay. In the game I played d6. This has to be an okay move. And now bishop to e3. So okay, I have better development, but white has more space. But part of that space is the move f3. So I felt like I must be a little better here, and I was correct. The computer says -3, -0.3, I mean. But that's just only the slightest of edges. So I developed a piece. He went knight to e2. And now I really felt like now's the time to do something, right? Because this is the most awkward knight ever. It's blocking the bishop. He cannot castle if he cannot... Oops, this. I just felt like this is the time to strike. Computer says you can do that with knight e5, queen d1, knight c4. I think that's what I did. I did do that. Yay. So I found the right plan. That's good. It attacks the bishop, which is a tempo move. It's pretty easy to move away. Yeah, and I was actually wondering, like, will he actually play bishop c1? I mean, it's the normal move because I'm attacking this pawn and I'm attacking the bishop. So bishop c1. He did play this, and I'm just like, wow. Like, can he really get away with this? Like, almost all his pieces are in the back row and his king's in the center. So it feels like I should break open the position somehow. Not easy to do, though. So I tried. I played the move d5. Computer does not approve. Yeah, it's like there is no good way to break open the position. d5 is like my only way, but what does it really do? Maybe I'm just too passive to make a good pawn break. Could be true. But I did play this. And he went b3. This might be my first big mistake of the game. Well, knight b6 is okay, apparently. Okay. I see, though, that this is a better move. But I thought if here f4, and if here, yeah, it does like this move, knight e to g4. I wasn't really sure what my knight's doing here, and I thought I'm going to end up on h6. I don't want to end up on h6. So I didn't like this. It does say h3, knight h6. Okay, what? Black's apparently better here somehow. But when I saw this position in my head, I thought I could do better. Guess I was wrong. Because now I guess you go, yeah, it says e5 for white now. e5. Knight h5. I mean, it's hard to play like this, okay? It just is. Look at my knights. It just feels like I misplayed the position. This must all work out because of white's lack of development, but I wasn't willing to do this. So I went here instead. Okay, this is still okay. Black's better still. Now he went knight g3, unblocking his bishop and sort of untangling a bit. So I need to find good moves, I think. So I took, yeah, I'm just trying to open the position. This is one of the top computer choices. Now he took back with that knight. And now I didn't especially want to take the knight. If I do this, I kind of help him. I don't think his knight is great on g3, you know? Like I could play g6 at some point and just say, your knight's terrible. So I played here. Oh, I took the queen first. Yeah, it feels natural as a top computer move. And then I checked again. Should I do that? Yeah, okay. The king moved. I mean, I very much liked my position here. The one thing that I don't like about my position is that I had 4 minutes to his 13 minutes. Yeah, you guys are probably screaming at me. I'm screaming at myself too. I have to remember that 15-minute games are not that far from blitz games. I cannot sit and think every move. That's not gonna serve me well. I have to wait for critical moments, then think. You know? I guess I got thrown off by an opening I didn't know. That will happen. But I need to handle that better. Okay. So I went knight to d5. That's not the best move. I was hoping that my move knight to d5 would make this knight awkward. But I actually see now that knight to d5, I think I'm making my own knight awkward. Because he could go c4 here. Once he goes c4, with this pawn chain, that serves against my knight on b6. So I actually think this knight should come to d5. So I have superfluous knights. So perhaps I should just trade. And that's what the computer says to do. Now it says black is minus 1.8 and it wants to trade. Okay. Now I'm not looking at the computer. What should I do here? I do have better development. I'm not exactly sure. Computer says f5. Yeah, when you're better developed, pawn pushes and pawn breaks tend to be better than normal. So this is the move, knight g5. Knight g5. And then we simply move our bishop. Bishop d5 looks awkward to me. but probably we can play h6 next. I think that's what's going on. So bishop e2. Now computer says h6. Yes. So I was right about that. Because now look, where does the knight go? He has to come here. So that's not ideal for white. And the king's still in the center. I do like this position for black. Although I have to learn how to proceed better. Alright, so in the game, I played knight here, and he went h4, which I was like, wow, how could that be correct? That move looks terrible. Like, your king's in the center, and you're going to play h4? And, like, the queen side is not safe. That is not a safe haven for the king. So, yeah, I was disgusted that he could play this move and be 1800. But he beat me, so joke's on me. All right, so here the computer likes f5 even more. So once again, stick to my principles. I considered f5, and I didn't play it. I really should have, though. f5 just forces the issue. It says your king's in the center. I'm going to push my pawn. You're going to react. And your king being in the center is going to be a liability. But instead, I went here to double rooks, which is too slow. Because now c4. Where should my knight go? Not a lot of good places. Have to go back here. Bishop e2. Notice white's untangling. All right, so I went here. Position is now equal. So I have a history of doing this. When I'm ahead in development, I look and look and look for stuff earlier. But here was the key moment. Instead of, I found the wrong plan. I decided I would double and just try to fight on from here. That's what I decided. But I actually did have f5 earlier. Like right here. This is when I doubled rooks. f5 is winning for black. f5. Let's just look at this for a minute. So if f5, I think the knight should probably move. Computer is giving c4. Okay, but that's going to be in my favor since the king's in the center. Like, I would probably take. The crazier the position, the better when your king is safe and the other person's king is not safe. So yeah, I don't mind a crazy position. If you want to be crazy, let's be crazy, right? So now it says knight takes e4. Position's opening up. Takes. Yeah, rook d4. So he's running out of time to castle. I mean, if he wants to castle now, I don't know how. It's giving the, like, the computer wants to play bishop e3. So, you know, give up the pawn and play king d2. King d2. What? That's insane. So I guess if I play here, what is the idea? Bishop d3. Hey, we don't need pawns to make a castle. I'll just have my king in the middle of the board behind bishops. No, black is better here. Make no mistake. That is the computer's best try, but it's still bad. Okay. So let's go back to the game. In the game, he manages to untangle. Look at this. I let him get away with this. He brought his bishop out. Yeah, and I was worried about my knight. So I was playing positionally here. I guess this move's a mistake. What should I do instead? Let's have a look. I mean, you can understand my issue. I can't move the knight. He can't move anywhere. He's horrible. I didn't like that. But maybe I should keep him here so that if he ever wants to play c5, I jump in. I don't know. I don't think so. But the computer wants to play h6, which I don't understand. That looks slow. I could also take on e4, which to me kind of helps white untangle even more. I don't think this knight was fantastic here. So I feel like I helped white. So, okay, it wants h6. Let's just say castle just for fun. Oh, he can't castle. I totally forgot. Well, let's say here. Then the computer wants a5. I like a5. I guess we're threatening a4. If they push, we win a pawn. Yeah, so a5 is breaking down the queen side a bit. Okay, but they could play a4 though. If they play a4, now we go f5. So it's kind of the same as before. It's like, let's push our pawns, and we're more active than white, so this should benefit us. And the computer says very slight edge for black. All right, so I'm ready to see what I did wrong. Well, this move must not be correct, but believe it or not, black's still slightly better here. Rook a2. Now, what is that move? I guess he's... I actually have no idea. Maybe rook d2. He does have that square under control. So I have my knight up. Wow. I played this move without much thought, to be honest. Knight to d6 looks natural. My knight's on c8. I need to get him in the game. That's what I was thinking. That's a blunder. White's better after this. So what is the reason? Let's look. White must have something. Oh, he wins material. Knight c5. Yeah, this happened in the game. He wins the exchange. So I should have saw... Yeah, and I should have saw that after knight d6, knight c5. So I cannot play that. So instead I should go a5, it says. Or knight takes e4. Yeah, that's disappointing because, of course, I had 2 minutes in this part of the game, and I'm like, well, there's a lot of game left. I better start moving. I'm just going to bring my knight into the game. That was a blunder. So you have to remember that, I mean, knight to d6 is normally the correct move. It normally is. But it's not the correct move if it hangs your rook. Right? So I have to remember to look for my opponent's responses. Had I more time on my clock, I would have seen that move. So it's another lesson on time for me. All right, so here takes my rook. Rook to d7. Of course I'm going to fight on, though. He took my knight. I have to take back. And now g4. Not sure about this move. Takes. I'm just down material, but what's worse is that my opponent not castling is benefiting him now, and I knew that here. So I figured white's winning, which is true. So not much I can do. But let's just see if I had anything. It just feels like my pieces can barely move as well. Yeah, there's not much I can do here. Yeah, I like his move. King c3. He has a top engine move too. I mean, I don't think this check is good, but it's hard to know it's good. Yeah, because I can defend like this, but look at my pawns. They're weak. So he locked them down. Also, look at my bishop. He's the worst bishop ever. Yeah, so I tried to get him out, but he attacked my pawn. I don't see a way to defend that, do you? So I played here. I was just trying to confuse the issue. Oh, yeah, this is just lost, which is what I thought too. So this is how the game went, but Okay, I finally resigned here because I couldn't find like any constructive plan anymore. It's all just horrible. So, yeah, what a rough game. Yeah, in fact, it says here I could play bishop to f8. That's the best move. But white is plus 55. So I guess resigning was correct. Okay, let's go to the game analysis, and then I'm going to make a flashcard from this game. So when I get crushed in a game, I like to make at least one flashcard. So I'll find a key moment using chess.com key moments. Okay, so let's look at this. Last book move? Okay. Yeah, it looks like I was doing really good. At the report, I was winning at one point. So yeah, it's probably this moment that I'm going to have to capture here on a flashcard, because Rook d7 is a very lazy move. It's me saying, hey, I've been looking and looking for stuff. I have 3 minutes on the clock. I'm just going to double rooks and let white untangle. And that's absolutely incorrect here. So instead, what's the missed win? Let's try to find it. We probably looked at it during the analysis. Well, I think it's f5. White's king is in the center. I should push my f-pawn. It's a tempo move on the knight. Where does the knight go? Knight g5, we take it? I probably wouldn't take it. But I'm guessing it's f5. It is f5. It says -4 for black. Now I'm a little bit curious. If we go here and he goes here, what should we do? He's attacking our bishop. Computer says no problem. Bishop c8. Wow. The other move it likes is bishop f6, counterattack. I like that a little bit better. I like that a little bit better. So if they take here, well, that forks our rooks, though. Oh, but that's a trick, right? Because we pin the knight. That's how I want to play chess. Wow, that doesn't work. What's wrong with that move? It says it's a blunder. How could that be a blunder? Most like the other rook? I don't know. Rook d to e8 it likes better. Not sure why. Okay, I don't know. But clearly that is what the flashcard will be about. So I'm going to keep you guys with me as I make that flashcard. So if you want to watch that part of this, you're welcome to. All right, so let's go back to key moments. Yeah, also this. Also this. But this is a time pressure move. You know, I gotta stop using that as an excuse, though. Even in time pressure, I should see knight c5, I think. I think I was panicking a little bit. So knight d6 is a mistake because of knight c5. So what should I play here? What could I play? Well, I'm actually thinking about h6, but that's not that great. What else could I do? I kind of like bishop to f8. I also like c5. I'd probably play c5. I'm not expecting it to be correct, though. Computer says c5 is good. Okay. There's something a lot better, though, apparently. I don't remember what the move is. Computer is thinking a long time. H6 is excellent. Okay, I'm starting to not trust the chess.com computers. I think they have made them more conducive to beginners lately. So this is inspiring me to load like a very strong engine on my computer, which I have a strong computer. I bought a MacBook Pro. It was over $2,000 or whatever. So I'm going to get an engine back on my computer for analysis, I think. I'm starting to not trust theirs. I've been suspicious for a while. All right, let's see what they want. Oh, they wanted a trade, right? Okay, that's fine. Oh, and then it jumps to the end. So I am disappointed to see my accuracy is very low this game. So my opponent played with 83.1%. That's because they played the opening and early middle game terribly. Okay, I had ways to crush them, but I didn't find those right ways. So my accuracy is 52.4. So very sad. But the two moments that chess.com is pointing out are the two most important moments. I'm confirming that. So I might make flashcards of both of them, actually. Okay. So I guess if I'm going to take you guys with me for that, I'm hesitating because this video is so long already. Okay, I'm going to end this video and do the flashcard part in a different video. So I hope you enjoyed this. I know I didn't. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm always happy to learn. So we'll go on from here and especially focus on time management. So I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.